Good morning. Welcome to Active Aging with Barb. My name is Barb Eisenberg. I'm a physical therapist assistant and also a licensed massage therapist. I work with a team at Therapy at Home where our passion is to inspire seniors like you to live happier, healthier lives so that you can age successfully and independently with a positive attitude. So together we can create possibilities as we get older and better. So this is May, and May is Better Speech and Hearing Month. So I'll talk for a few minutes about hearing loss and how we can help our friends and loved ones that might have a hearing loss. Then I'll spend about 25 minutes with an exercise program to lengthen and strengthen as many muscles and joints as possible. We want to keep all of our muscles and joints as young and healthy and strong as long as we can. So why is this important? Well, most people agree that our hearing is very important to us, being able to hear the birds and hear our friends and hear the television, to take in all of that information. But only 2 out of 10 adults have actually had their hearing checked in the last 5 years. I have to say myself, I've not had my hearing checked probably since I was a child when I was at school. So it's top of my list now that I have the information that I'm going to give to you in a minute about a study. Very important and very surprising information. So more surprisingly, about 50% of all adults have some kind of hearing problem that they've noticed, but only 11% of those people have actually had any kind of treatment for it. And hearing loss is one of the simplest things to treat. It's not invasive, you don't have to have surgery, very simple ways that you can treat a hearing loss. So why is this beneficial? The study that I heard about was so really almost shocking to me. A Johns Hopkins study showed that if you have a mild hearing loss, it actually doubles your risk of dementia. 2 times the risk of dementia just with a mild hearing loss. Mild hearing loss. So think about that for a minute, and I think you'll really want to get your hearing checked. I certainly do. If you have a moderate hearing loss, you have 3 times the risk for dementia than someone that doesn't have that moderate hearing loss. And if you have a severe hearing loss, it increases your risk for dementia by 5 times. Very, very serious. None of us want to have to deal with the issues that come with dementia. It's a progressive disease. There really isn't any treatment. There are ways to manage and have a fairly good quality of life as it progresses. But none of us, if there's a way to avoid it, of course we want to avoid dementia at all costs. And hearing loss is something that we can really treat very easily. So if someone does have a hearing loss, there are ways that we can help communicate with them. I'm going to talk about 4 ways. Number 1, get the listener's attention before you speak to them. Say their name, make sure you have some eye contact. For me, I know, especially with masks or without masks, getting that eye contact, and then if they're not wearing a mask, watching the lips move really help you understand that message coming across. Number 2, try to remove distracting background noise. So mute that television, use that mute button. If there's noise in the hallway, close that door off to get rid of that background noise. Really helps communicate better and for people to hear you better and process your information. Number 3, speak clearly at a moderate pace. Don't shout. Nobody likes to be shouted at, but if you speak at a moderate pace, it gives people a little bit extra time to process that information. Even people without a hearing loss, if they're speaking too fast, you really can't process that information. It's almost like you can't hear. What did you say? Let me hear that again. So speak at a moderate pace, don't shout, and you'll get your message across. Number 4, use facial expressions and gestures to help get your message across. Those things go a long way to helping get your point across. Even if you really have a bad hearing loss, watching people's faces can help you a lot in understanding what's going on. So I hope you'll think about getting your hearing checked and encourage your loved ones to get their hearing checked. Remember that very strong link between hearing loss and dementia. Even a mild hearing loss doubles your risk of dementia. Doubles. That is very serious. So I'm ready to go get my hearing checked. I hope you are too. And remember also, for treatment, hearing aids have made such advances They're much smaller. They're much better at filtering out noise, so much better. There's other devices besides hearing aids that you can use if you have a hearing loss. Great devices out there and technology that you can take advantage of. So for our next video, we're going to be talking about speech therapy, and how that can help someone with dementia dealing with memory loss and with communication challenges. So I hope you'll be here for that. We're going to get started with our exercise, but if you haven't exercised for a long time, or if you've never exercised, had a regular exercise program, make sure you get checked out by your healthcare provider first before you start one. And then if you start exercising and you have some symptoms like chest pains, shortness of breath, dizziness, or lightheadedness, make sure you stop immediately and get checked out before you continue exercising. So with that being said, I hope you join me. If you want to have a chair available, that helps if you have some balance issues. So grab a chair and we'll get started. We always start with a warm-up. So I'm going to just start with an easy march. Lifting my knees. So we want to try to get as many joints moving, large muscle groups. It's good to start with the large muscles and then gradually work down into the little finer points. So swing those arms to get the shoulders going. Lift the knees to get the hips going. And if you want to add in the feet, push off with your toes to get the feet and the ankles moving. You can get a lot of things with simple movements. Simple, simple. Now let's just rotate. And remember, during the warm-up, you want to be relaxed to let the blood flow. We're just swinging, rotating around the spine to get that spine loosened up. Our spines often get so tight as we get older, or we sit too long. Things just get tighter and tighter. So we want to keep them loose and flexible in all directions. Rotation, side to side, and back and forth. So our spine should go in all different directions. Rotate, rotate, side to side, just lengthening the spine a little bit. And rotate, rotate. Let's reach up and up. Now we're getting the legs going, so pump the legs, bend the knees. That's using one of the largest muscle groups, the quadriceps, these thigh muscles, and they really help pump the blood out to all other parts of the body. So swing. We're still warming up, so gentle. Take some nice deep breaths to get the oxygen in there. Good job. Bend the knees. If you're feeling a little warmer, you can bend a little deeper. You want your toes pointing out, and you want to keep the knee from going past your toe. Keep your knees in line with your ankles. So shifting side to side, warming up the hips and the knees. It's amazing, just the simple movement. You're working quads, you're working knee joints, you're working ankle joints. Good work. Let's go to a kick. And when we kick side to side, we're going back to the hips. We're getting a little rotation in the hip joint, in the glutes, kicking side to side. And you can add the arms, so arms go up and forward. Warming up and out, up and up, out and out, up and up, out and out. Good job. Up, out, up and out. Let's stay out and kick to the front. Now I'm pulling back. So the emphasis is on pulling instead of pushing. Push and kick. What did I say? Pull. Pull and kick. Pull and kick. pull, and kick. Pull, and kick. Pull, and kick. Good job. Now we're going to go side to side with a reach. So we're lengthening the ribs. Ribs are connected to spine, so you're lengthening the joints in your spine. Gravity is always working on us, trying to jam things up, and we have to work against it. Lengthen all our muscles and joints to keep them moving, fluid. Reach and reach. And add a tap to get those ankle joints activated and the toe joints. Good. Anywhere you have a blockage or a stiffness or place that doesn't move, it's going to affect everything above and below that joint. So we want to keep all our joints flexible and mobile. Good job. Now I'm going to punch to the front. So I'm rotating the spine again a little bit with a tap. Punch, tap, punch, tap. Deep breathe in through the nose and blow it out. Reach and punch. So you should feel this in your upper back and your shoulders. Should be feeling pretty warmed up. If you want to add more to the legs, bend those knees. And punch, and punch. Almost done with the warm-up. Good job. Reach and punch. 3, 2, 1. And we're going to circle the arm. Big circle. And then rotate. Big rotation. Big figure 8. So we're using the arms, so we're loosening up that shoulder joint, but we're also working the spine, rotating around the spine. And reach higher and lower. So the legs are working too. And other arm, big rotation. 2, 3, bend the knees, and the other way. Big circles. Now do a figure 8. So elbow goes back and forward. Bent elbow. You're using your elbow and your arm to rotate around the spine. Big figure 8. Circle in one direction and the other direction. One direction and the other direction. Try to sweep lower and sweep higher. Lower and higher. So now you're really working hips, working knees, working shoulder, working back. Multiple muscle groups. So we want to get as much as we can done in a short amount of time. Now let's try both arms. So elbows back and forward. Big circles. Big circle in front and circle behind. Show you from the side. Circle in front, circle behind. Pull your elbows back, out to the side, up and around. I know some of these movements look kind of funny. It's hard to follow at first, but keep trying. You're making a big circle in front, then pulling elbows back, elbows out, pull them forward and up and around to open the chest. Always working on posture, opening up the pectorals. Elbows back, elbows out, pull them forward so your back is pulling in one direction, hands are pulling in the other direction, and lifting up and open the chest. Should feel much more open in the chest. Let's start with the hips. So toes pointing out in the front, and we're going to lift and lift. Everything else is staying stationary. So just isolating that hip joint. That means you're using your core because that's what keeps us from falling over. If you need that chair, have it nearby. You can hold on to that. I'm trying to work my balance here, so I'm leaving the chair out to the side. and flex the foot. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Let's do the other side. Toe is pointing in front, knee as straight as possible, and lifting up. You don't have to lift it as high as I do. You go at your pace. You might not be as flexible, you might be more flexible. So lifting for 8, 7, 6, 5, working balance, 3, 2, and 1, and flex it for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Let's go up on the toes, work the calves, up and up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Now we're going to go leg lift to the side. So let's start with a toe pointed. You're not going to be able to lift too high. You want your toe pointing, your knee pointing forward. So lifting up to the side. 3, 4, working this hip as well. 7 and 8, and flex it for 8, 7, really working balance. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's do other side. So toe pointing, knee is pointing forward. You're not turning out. That's a whole different muscle group. So to the side and just lift it a little bit. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And flex it. Use that chair if you need to. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Some days you want to work your balance. Other days you want to just concentrate on that muscle group. So let's do a little circle. So we work the front and we work the side of the hip. Now we want to work the back. So toe pointing in front and circle around to the back. So we're working the back of the glute, those hip extensors. Bring it back, front, straight leg, little half circle. Front, half circle, front. You want the hip joint to be able to move in all different directions. Also working core, so you're lengthening, pulling up, holding those abs tight. Circle back, front, circle back, front, circle back. Let's do 2 more and we'll switch. Circle back, front, circle back. Good job. Toe pointing in front and circle around to the back, front, circle back. Good job. Keep it going. Standing tall, working core, working hip joint, working glutes for sure. And circle back. And circle back. All right, on to shoulders. We did some hip work. Now we're going to move on to shoulders. So we're going up with the shoulders and out. And up. And out. So these are your posture muscles. Up and out. If you want to add some leg work, you can bend your knees, have a wide stance, and lower down a little bit. Keep with that same arm motion. Out and up, out and up, out and up, out and up. Good job. Let's go to a little more core work. So hand on your shoulders, bend to the side, elbow toward your knee. Don't have to touch if that's not in your comfort zone. So just going side to side. So we're working legs, we're working core, working abs here. Side to side. Hands on your shoulders, or you can just do hands on your waist. If you want to make it a little more difficult, you can put hands up high to increase the challenge. Really working core here. And let's go. Sweep your arm across and bend towards your one knee. Keeping those knees out. Open and open. Close and close. And bend. And up. Open and open. Let's Sweep across, so one hand behind, one hand in front. And bend toward that knee. Really working core, working legs. Open and open, so opening the chest. Close and other hand behind. Bend toward that other knee. And lift. Open and open. Sweep across. Down and up. Open and open. Sweep across and bend and up. Open and open and up. You might get a little burning in those quads. It just means they're working, getting a little fatigued. So let's go back to the arms. We're going to push down, push forward, push out, down and forward. Working the triceps. Down and forward and out. Down and forward. Hands are flexed to get some forearm work. Out and down. If you want to add those legs again, wide stance, bend your knees, pushing out, and pushing down. Out and down. Really keep those quads working. Those are your big calorie burners. If you want to burn more calories, this is one of them exercises that really burn a lot of calories. Push and push, push and push, and down. Now let's just stay here and try to lift your heels. So you're working the calf muscles. Heels, heels. Kind of hard to do, a little hard on your balance. Just lift the heels. Good job. Now let's reach and come up and reach and come up. I think I need a little wider stance because I want to bring that elbow over and then reach. So we're working the waist. Reaching out and then pulling down. So shifting side to side, we're working those quads again. But when you have your knees turned out, you're also engaging the glutes and the back. Reach out, elbow toward the knee. Reach out. Let's switch sides. So a little lunge, reaching out. You can use that knee to help you reach farther, and then pull over, elbow towards your knee. Good job. Reaching out and pulling toward that knee. Reach out and pull. Reach out. So we're working all these core muscles, these abdominals. Really important for good posture and just supporting your internal organs. You need strong abs for that. Reaching out and pull. Good job. We're going to a little bit of a lunge. So we're going to reach forward and do a lunge. So reach and pull back. Reach and pull back. You're trying to keep your back straight as you reach. That loads up the quad. Reach and pull back. We'll do the other side. Reach and pull back. Reach and pull back. You should feel your core engage when you bend forward and come back. I'll show you from the side. So reach, back is straight, arms are reaching out. Reach, really loading that quad, but also working the core. Anytime you go from here to here, you should feel the core engage. You're not using your back muscles, you're using your stomach muscles to support your back. Reaching out, just do two more, and two. Good job. All right, let's move on to some stretches for all those leg exercises we were doing. So we'll do put one foot up on a chair, or you can put it down on the floor, coming forward. I like to use a chair. The low part of the chair, you decide what's most comfortable for you. Toe is pointing up, and we're coming forward. You can bend your standing leg and hold for a few seconds. Then keep the toe pointing forward, knee is bent, and come forward to stretch out the back leg. And come back. You can alternate these two. Sometimes your muscles kind of resist when you hold position too long, so going back and forth. No bouncing, but just a gentle, brief hold in each position helps the muscles relax and give into that stretch. Back and forth. And remember, you want to do with the pointed toe and also with the flexed toe to work both sides of your leg. And switch legs, toes pointing up, coming forward, bending from the hip joint. I can tell the side is tighter in here. This is a hamstring stretch, but also calf when you lift that toe. And hold and breathe. And then forward and back. So when you come forward, you're stretching that little iliopsoas in the front of your hip. Try to press that heel down, and you get a calf stretch as well. And come back. Hamstring. Here we get the iliopsoas. Hamstring here. And iliopsoas, the front of that hip. This is a little muscle that actually attaches to the back of your spine, so sometimes that can really help improve your posture and reduce some low back pain. Good job. Let's make sure we stretch out the calf. So shift your weight back onto your calf, bend your knee. That's the Achilles you're stretching and the soleus muscle. If you lengthen it out, straighten your knee, you get the big gastroc muscle. You want to always just try to stretch out both of those muscles. If you only do one, you're really not getting the full benefit. Other side, reach your toe back, press your heel down, straight leg for the big gastroc, big calf muscle, and shift back for the little calf muscle, the Achilles. Big calf muscle, little calf muscle. Good job. Let's do a little more balance work. So we're just going to step forward and back, forward and back. This might be pretty easy or might be challenging for you. If you need more challenge, then don't put the foot down. So just lifting up, lifting up, lifting up. Have that chair handy so you can use it if you need it. Forward and back. And switch sides, step with the other foot, forward and lift, back and lift, forward and back, and back. Whoop. Working balance reflexes. Just like a muscle, if you work it, it will get stronger. Those balance reflexes, one of those things that as we get older, a lot of people don't challenge those reflexes and they get weaker and weaker, but it's something we can work on. Let's go side to side. Side to side works the glute medius, these glute muscles that are really important with balance. They help you be able to stand on one foot, stabilizing your posture and your balance. Really important, that side to side motion. So, a few more of these, and then we're going to put those two together. So step forward, side, back, make a box. Forward, side, step back, and side. Forward, side, back, and side. Now change directions. Go in the other direction. Side, forward, side, and back. Forward, side, and back. Forward, side, and back. Let's just do a tap in front, tap inside. So we're tapping in three directions. Tap front, tap side, tap back. Tap front, tap side, tap back, side and back, front. Use that chair if you need to. Don't beat yourself up, but try to challenge yourself as well. You decide. Some days you want a little more challenge. Other days you might be feeling a little sluggish. Sometimes it changes from the beginning to the end of the workout. You might be feeling a little low at the beginning, and as you get moving, I hope you're feeling better and better. I always do. That's for sure. Side to side. Let's do 3 and 3. Tap, tap, and tap. 3 again. Lift that knee. Really try to challenge yourself. Tap for 3. And 3 again. And 3 again. All right, let's just do a little finger movement. We want to have all our joints and muscles strong. So press 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And the neck joint, turn side to side. Really don't want any muscle or joint to get old, so we have to keep using them to keep those muscles engaged, keep them from shrinking. If you don't use it, you will lose it. Muscles, let's do a circle. If you don't use them, the muscles will atrophy. They will shrink. Let's circle the other way. Circle. And circle. Check out your chin. Make sure it's not coming forward. Pull the chin back and press down. Standing tall. And up and pull the chin back. A lot of people, as we get older, the chin tends to come forward. This becomes our posture. Remember to pull those shoulders back, pull the chin back, and press it down for a stretch in the back. And breathe. And then come up, a couple of deep breaths to finish out. You made it through. And blow it out. Deep breath in. And blow it out. Thank you for joining me. I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.